Halloween isn't just about costumes and candy. It's a holiday with roots in ancient myths, supernatural legends, and age-old traditions. This blend of ancient pagan customs, Christian traditions, and modern commercial influences has made Halloween a fun but also controversial holiday. Let's take a look at the origins of Halloween and why some believe that they shouldn't celebrate it. The origin of Halloween can be traced back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, which marked the end of harvest and the beginning of winter, which they associated with death. Traditionally, Samhain took place from sunset on October 31st to sunset on November 1st, marking the division of the year between the lighter half and the darker half. The Celts believed that on this night, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred, and the ghosts of the deceased returned to Earth. To celebrate this day, the Celts would light large bonfires, not just to keep themselves warm on the chilly autumn night, but to also welcome the spirits traveling to Earth at this time. They would wear costumes, often resembling spirits or supernatural entities, to blend in with the wandering spirits and possibly to confuse or ward off the evil spirits that would also find their way to the land of the living. Offerings of food and drinks were left outside homes to appease these spirits, and the Celts believed that the atmosphere was perfect for divination rituals where they could predict the future. With the Roman conquest of the Celtic territories, several Roman festivals were blended with the traditional Celtic celebration of Samhain. And as Christianity spread through Europe and the Roman Empire, efforts were made to assimilate or modify pagan celebrations. The decision to superimpose Christian festivals over pagan ones was a strategic move. It aimed to make the transition to Christianity smoother for pagan communities because it allowed them to retain their celebratory customs while redirecting the focus towards Christian beliefs. In the case of Samhain, the church sought to replace a festival that was associated with the dead and supernatural elements with a Christian celebration that honored saints and martyrs. In the 8th century, Pope Gregory III dedicated a chapel in St. Peter's Basilica to all the saints and martyrs, and picked November 1st as the date to commemorate the day. This became known as All Saints' Day or All Hallows' Day. The evening before All Saints' Day, October 31st, began to be celebrated as All Hallows' Eve. Over time, this hallowed evening became known as Halloween. Celebrations for All Hallows' Eve and All Saints' Day resembled the Celtic commemorations of Samhain. Poor people would visit the houses of wealthier families and receive pastries called soul cakes in exchange for a promise to pray for the souls of the homeowner's dead relatives. Known as souling, the practice was later taken up by children, who would go from door to door asking for gifts such as food, money, and ale. In Scotland and Ireland, young people would take part in the ancient custom known as guising, where they would wear festive attire and gather gifts from different homes. Instead of promising prayers for the departed, they'd sing a song, recite poetry, tell a joke, or showcase some playful trick before they received their reward, which was usually fruits, nuts, or shiny coins. These practices traveled to America, where the holiday took a life of its own. Today, Halloween is the second largest commercial holiday in the US, and over $3.1 billion is spent on candy every Halloween. However, as with most things these days, Halloween has become somewhat controversial among various groups. Some Christian groups express discomfort with Halloween due to its origins in the pagan festival of Samhain. They believe that celebrating Halloween can inadvertently glorify pagan practices or the occult. Also, the association of Halloween with witches, ghosts, demons, and other supernatural entities is problematic for some religious believers. They feel that such celebrations might trivialize or glamorize the dark and evil forces that they take seriously. There are also other issues with Halloween that many feel don't align with the direction the world is heading. For one thing, it's heavily commercialized, which fuels consumerism and takes away from the traditional meaning of the holiday. There are also health concerns, as the emphasis on sweets and candy, especially in societies grappling with issues of obesity and unhealthy eating habits, isn't helpful. Issues about costumes have also been hitting the media every Halloween, with many being labeled as culturally insensitive. There are entire articles and polls listing the most offensive Halloween costumes, which they say should be avoided. It seems vested parties on both sides of the aisle want to cancel Halloween these days, as these headlines highlight. Even with all the debates around Halloween, it's clear why so many people love it. Halloween is a mix of fun history, a chance to hang out with neighbors, and a special time for kids to get creative with costumes. As society changes, so does the way we celebrate. Remembering the good moments, the stories, and the imagination that goes into it, there's no doubt that Halloween is a holiday worth keeping around. What do you think? Should we continue to celebrate Halloween, or has the holiday run its course? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please do us a favor and leave a like or subscribe to our channel. It helps our channel grow so we can continue to make more videos like this. Thanks for watching.